welcome to all our Herald TV viewers. A very special welcome to this special program, Bend It with Herald TV. You are witnessing this program in connection with the World Cup 2022 being held presently in Qatar. Yesterday we had Tunisia 1, France 0, Australia 1, Denmark 0, Poland 0, Argentina 2, Saudi Arabia 1 and Mexico 2. And we have the teams which have gone further into the quarterfinals, and we have Argentina and Poland who are there already among the 16, and that excludes Mexico, who came very close to being amongst the qualifiers. From Group D, we have France. They had already qualified, and surprisingly, Australia came into the second place at the cost of Denmark, and despite the fact that Tunisia defeated holders France 1-0. There were yesterday, for the match involving Argentina, 88,966 fans. I think most of them had come to see Lionel Messi. He missed the penalty, but later on, he played his part and he contributed, making the game quite a bright game. He was constantly on the move, drawing and beating opponents and creating space. Australia reached the knockout for the first time since 2006. And then France, defending champions, lost to Tunisia for the first time since 1971. Tunisia's one goal was enough to hand a historic win for them. Antoine Griezmann found a net but was ruled offside. Yet it was heartbreak from the African team as they failed to make it for the round of 16. The teams now that are there so far in round of 16, Netherlands, Senegal, England, USA, Argentina, Poland, France, Australia, and earlier we had Brazil and Portugal who had confirmed, but their standings will be known in the next 2 days. In the round of 16, we have Netherlands versus United States of America, Argentina versus Australia, England versus Senegal, and France versus Poland. Group D came to a thrilling ending as a defending champions France, they were stunned 0-1 by Tunisia, while Australia made a remarkable entry and they ousted European Championship semi-finalist Denmark 1-0. Australia were widely regarded as one of the weakest teams, having narrowly escaped into the event, courtesy of an Asian playoff, then an intercontinental playoff against Peru, and it was clinched only in the penalty shootout. The results have shown that the World Cup has no time for custom or predictability. There was a late drama in Group C as Mexico led Saudi Arabia 2-0 to put them and Poland exactly clear on all qualifying parameters. But it was a late goal by Salem Al-Dawsani. This goal knocked Mexico on a goal difference. Both Poland and Mexico had tallied 4 points each, with similar 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss records. It was the goal difference of 0 that put Poland ahead of Mexico, who had a -1 goal difference. If the two teams had finished with the same number of points, the same goal difference, and both drawn against each other, then the team with fewer yellow cards would move to the round of 16 under the fair play. This is the same fair play rule that dealt a heartbreak for Senegal in 2018 World Cup as they exited the tournament on the back of their yellow card counts. We have our panelists with us, the one and only coach connected with the FC Goa, and he is the coach of the FC Goa elite youth team, and currently he is doing his studies in a professional license. He is one of the few AFC conditioning coaches that we have in Goa and represented India in the first Asian Beach Games and World Cup qualifying. He is none other than Gavin Aroj. Welcome, Gavin, once again to this Bandit with Herald TV.
Pleasure being here, sir.
We have a new person, a new name for us today. He is the coach with the GFDC. He hails from Ponda, and he has been with the GFDC right from its inception. And I welcome Frankie Mendonça.
Thank you, sir.
My mogacho yokar tumka dogain koi. Kalche match tumi poila we have seen, we know the results, and you have seen Australia Denmark. Australia Denmark, we have seen that it was Matthew Leckie who scored that goal for Australia. Was it expected?
I think they deserved it at the end of 90 minutes plus. In the beginning of the match, Denmark started as favorites, and you can see the way they started the game in the first 12-15 minutes. They were all over Australia. Through the middle, they were penetrating both the wings. They created some good opportunities, but were not able to finish.
Yes.
Also, it went down to very good defending by Souter, who is a very good defender from Australia. Their goalkeeper, McRyan, also came up with some good saves. It was only after the midway through the first half where Australia actually started showing their desire to go ahead and win.
They predict that this is the new golden generation for Australia after they made the last 16. And Matthew emerged as the hero as Denmark staged the most puzzling of disappearing acts. How do you feel, Frankie?
Yes, the goalkeeper really kept Australia in the game. He was the one responsible for giving the victory to Australia. Forget about that, but you cannot forget the goal also, which they have scored. It was very good.
And Australia, Gavin, they still resort to that old 4-4-2 system. And they have been very physical yesterday, but they are all youth and they fought very well.
Australia, in any level or in any sport, they actually believe a lot of in strength and conditioning, and one of their the main center of strength and conditioning and rehab is in Australia. So you could see they always depend on those factors. But yesterday I saw good play and communication from Leckie to Duke, the striker, and on the left hand side was Goodwin. So there was a lot of combination play.
The Leckie, what you talked about, if you have seen his goal, he dodged on the left, then the right, and a brilliant counter-attack shooting low past the goalkeeper.
And he was in front of the two best defenders, that is Christensen and Anderson. They are very strong defenders, and for him to off-balance them and also push past the goalkeeper, it was excellent.
Frankie, this is the first time that Australia won 2 games, one after the other, and they really say that this is the golden generation. Do you still believe in that?
Yes, Australia did play the last game also very well, and they got success this time against Denmark. Although Denmark were more aggressive and they were trying to create more openings, but they were not being able to beat the Australian defense.
Denmark now, they go home with just 1 point and just a single goal.
I think they were a team with good players. They should have done better, right from their goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, Christensen. There was Eriksson to inspire the players. But that's what I'm saying. After the midway through the first half and the whole of the second half, I could say they could not inspire their teammates, right from Eriksson.
Actually, Australia and Denmark were both briefly heading out of the tournament after YB Kaziri fired Tunisia in front of France. But the scorer for Australia, ran almost half the length of the pitch to finish in style, and he finished everybody else. What do you say?
I could call a very solo effort.
It was.
The way he went on his own to beat two defenders and the goalkeeper, he needs credit for that.
Do you give the credit to the striker?
Yeah, I give a credit to the pass maker. It was a pass from their own half, and the forward running pass to defenders and placing the ball was very brilliant.
We are coming to the halfway program, which is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Batalbatim, Adlen Going Family Restaurant, Doria Deger Multi Cuisine, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navalim. Don't go away, stay with us, we'll be coming back shortly.
Please do drop in at a small little family restaurant called Adlen Going, which is just 5 minutes from Basilica of Born Jesus and Say Cathedral. In this small restaurant, we serve authentic Goan cuisine, and we are known even for our fresh fish, chicken, mutton, etc. Also, we are known even for the other cuisines like tandoori, Indian, Indo-Chinese. So why don't you come over? Also, we have a full-fledged bar, and our bartenders do really good, amazing cocktails and mocktails. And also, most important point, we are having a live premiere of the FIFA World Cup. So do drop in with your family and friends, and for reservations, dial the number on the screen.
Today we are at Martin's Place, and the ambience, sarke chod baren. Like, look at this, so spacious and so nice. You feel like dancing. So let's cheers for it. The food here is next level. Like, it's so good, and so the prawns, guys, they were so kurkurit. Like, it is approved by Mr. Kurkurit. So look at me, eat them. And Goan sausage stuffed sweets. Kitne lagtale rahe ho. Saam ke kadis boom bang zata. Ani tenge signature dish mila mare stuffed crabs. Kitne lagta bara pure crab meat, white wine, ani cream, ani cheese gun. Jauna hail mera ami prawns pulao ani chicken kafrial. Kafrial ki lagta har ke chod bare ta pulao.
Welcome back. You are with Herald TV, and you are watching Bend It with Herald TV. We take up the match Tunisia-France, and the world champions France lost by a solitary goal. There was a late drama, seeing Griezmann being denied a last-minute equalizer following VAR check, and Tunisia earning a famous victory, but still they have crashed out of the World Cup. Australia has won 1-0 over Denmark, and the entire equation has undergone a turmoil, so as to say. Tunisia scored a memorable win over France. How do you see that, Gavin?
I think it's very good for Tunisian football, but I would defend Deschamps' decision to go with 9 changes. It's because he wants to keep his players together and happy going, because now from the round of 16 he wants to keep his team together. Imagine there are 26 players in a squad, and 10 of them never take the field. I mean, if we want to be in the shoes of those players, then everybody wants to be on the field at least for a minute or two. And I think I go by that, because he was confirmed spot in the round of 16. Plus, unless he would lose heavily, he would still finish first. And I think I understand why he has gone with 9 changes. He just wants to keep his team together and happy. And there are only 3 players out of 26 who is not taking the field. So I think I'm with Deschamps.
What do you feel, Frankie?
I think it was a good decision to give the other players a chance to play, because France were already through. And but only thing I would have suggested, if he had not changed the goalkeeper, who is much more experienced.
Okay. And they were without their star man. Kylian Mbappe was not there, and Griezmann. But then he introduced them late.
Maybe he just wanted them to have a run, and also the fact that they were down by 1 goal. So I'm sure he didn't want to lose, and that's why he introduced them.
He tried his level best.
But I think it's a very good decision. I respect him a lot, because he's one of the only person or coach who has won the World Cup as a
when
player.
Tunisia scored through Wabi Kazri, There were about 30 Tunisians who rode for the goal. Khazri played with a thigh injury and he looked somewhat like David Beckham. He pushed his way through sheer force of personality, ran at the France defense, and there was an attempt to push him off the balance, but it was too late, and yet it was a great score. It was a goal that took the game to the wire. For a few precious moments, Tunisia had qualified for the second round, and it was Khazri's last contribution. He had done his bit and he had to be substituted immediately. How do you see all this?
I think there was a shared desire to do well and to progress. But again, I will go with Australia. I think their desire to displace Denmark was even higher.
Then with 98 minutes on the clock, a tired clearance fell to Griezmann, who lashed it in for an unlikely equalizer. It was the last kick of the game. Tunisia were heartbroken. Players sunk to their knees, but came a reprieve. VAR called the referee to the television and the goal was ruled offside. Frankie?
We all know that it doesn't look offside because initially Griezmann was in offside position, but once the ball was played inside on, he was just standing there. But on what basis it was ruled offside, I don't know. But as I have come to know that some disturbance, that is the distraction of the goalkeeper, something they have pointed out to. So VAR is trying to defend themselves also.
Gavin, your take on this?
No, I think it was not offside. I don't think he's interfering with play, and when the defender hits the ball, he's directly onside. There may be some, I don't know what they're looking at, but maybe there's
whatever it is, the VAR said Tunisia had beaten the world champions. It was a historic victory, whatever you may say. And there were a lot of problems when the decision came. It felt like a late Christmas present. The timing was good. It wasn't what you really wanted, but it was a consolation of sorts. Tunisia left Qatar with honor and having beaten the world champions. Khazri was the hero, turning home what proved the only goal of the game just before the hour mark. The cloud certainly has a silver lining for Tunisia. Their tournament is over, but they at least have a very historic win to remember. Do you think it is a historic win?
Yeah, and congratulations to them for showing the desire to win.
And Tunisia's goal came in the 58th minute as the striker slotted past Mandanda after getting the better of Rafael. How do you rate his goal?
Yesterday, Tunisia were all out for a win. And Khazri played a very good role. He was every time attacking and trying his best along with his teammates. There was Laudani who was passing the ball and moving around. And there was once upon a time, that was in the 8th minute, Gandri scored a goal, but it was ruled offside.
Offside again.
So you knew what Tunisia wanted for that match. They wanted to win it and they did it. And this will be good for the coming generation of Tunisia.
Tunisia ultimately finished third after Australia beat Denmark 1-0. Tunisia needed to beat already qualified France and hope for Denmark to avoid defeat against Australia in the other Group D game to advance. Quite a thrilling affair, that is what we have seen yesterday. Do you feel the thrills?
Of course, I think it went up to the wire till the last moment, and people had to go back and forth on their television sets. Some people were on mobiles watching both the matches, so it's good for the World Cup.
It is. And then Argentina impressed in securing a 2-0 win against Poland and qualify for Group C, while Poland also moved into the last 16 on better goal difference than Mexico, who beat Saudi Arabia 2-1. Mexico moved into a 2 lead over Saudi Arabia, but a late goal from Saudi coming after the final whistle in the Poland-Argentina match ensured Poland advanced by a slightly more significant margin. And this is to say nothing of Messi's missed penalty, as he was denied by the Polish goalkeeper, deemed to have fouled the Argentinian captain in a controversial moment when it was 0-0. Mexico fell one goal short of qualification. Came very close, yet couldn't make it. What is your view on Mexico's game?
I think Mexico tried very hard, much harder than Poland showed on the ground. But you could understand why Poland was doing it. They knew they didn't have almost no chance to score against Argentina, and they could only defend and hoped that Mexico wouldn't score more goals, so they go through. And luckily they went through. But if you go with Argentina, they wanted to finish first. If you see their desire yesterday, so they were all over Poland right from the beginning. The possession was positive. Although Poland lined up with 4-4-2, making it compact in the middle, they used both the wings, and you could see Molina and Di Maria combining for the first goal. Molina crossing early, and McAllister finishing. On the other side, it was Acuna and McAllister overloading the left side to put in good crosses. There was penetration in the middle as well. You could see the second goal where it was a beautiful finish, and there was penetration to the middle. Yes,
in the 67th minute.
Beautiful goal again to control the ball in between 2-3 defenders and to score on the third touch is not easy.
As Gavin has said, Argentina dominated possession, scored goals ultimately, but it was the Polish goalkeeper who made 9 saves, including a diving stop on Messi's penalty kick in the 39th minute. This 6'5" Poland goalkeeper did everything but couldn't stop those 2 shots. And what do you say about the miss of penalty by Messi?
It was a brilliant save by Szczęsny, the goalkeeper. There is no doubt. It is one of the best saves of the tournament.
I think it was fair because for me again it was not a penalty, so it was a fair. And maybe you can see Messi laughing. He was not very down. I could see him little smiling as he after the penalty save when he went.
But overall, Poland had an off game, too conservative and too defensive, ultimately undone by the incessant pressure from the Argentine attack. Do you see that?
Actually, Poland did not want to concede any goals, whereas Argentina did their fans proud by winning this match. They tried everything, and they tried for shots, but Szczęsny was there to save all the shots. When the goal was scored, it was a very slow placement to the left of the goalkeeper. So they went for slower shots rather than the
This
hard.
is very important, you know, the placement where McAllister scoring, it was placement over power. It was slowly, it was just tapped inside but there was no chance for the goalkeeper.
And then we have seen that Saudi Arabia and Mexico, it was Mexico winning 2-1, but Mexico bowed out of the tournament. And Mexico had reached the round of 16 at the last 7 World Cups and no longer this time. How do you see Mexico's performance? They won, yet they had to move out.
I think they gave everything possible in that match. I think there were 2 goals ruled
There are
out.
2 goals, one in 47th, one in 52nd
But
minute.
it was correct offside calls, and I think they tried very hard.
And they had even an injury goal in the 95th minute. And it was Al-Dawsari who put paid to Mexico's hopes. Mexico needed the 3rd goal, but Saudi Arabia knocked the wind out of sails that were flying for full 90 minutes. It was an incredible attempt by Mexico, but the Saudi Arabia goal killed all the momentum for Mexico and thus put their qualification behind them. Did you feel at any moment that the goal of Saudi Arabia would come?
It was not looking so, because Mexico were all over. You see, there were around three free kicks which Mexico had taken. One was scored and 2 were brilliantly saved by the keeper. So
But,
no
it
one
is-
doubted about Saudi scoring a goal
Yes.
at any moment.
Yes. So it was very, very sad that Mexico did everything but had to go out. But I think so they will be very proud that they did their best. And we have the matches for today. Croatia, Belgium, Canada, Morocco at 8:30. Then we have Japan and Spain, Costa Rica and Germany at midnight. And tomorrow evening, 8:30, we have South Korea, Portugal, Ghana and Uruguay. I am sure that the Goans will be looking for South Korea, Portugal match tomorrow, not today, but at 8:30. Are you all both also looking for this match?
Yeah, definitely, sir.
What about
Of
Frankie?
course,
Have you been enjoying Portugal's game?
yes, they are playing very fair this year.
So I think we come to the close of our Bandit with Herald TV. And this program has been supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Batalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Doria Deger Multi Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navilim. To all our viewers, stay tuned every day, again at the same time tomorrow. And to our presenters, Gavin and Frankie, thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.